Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 116 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. A bicycle trip across the United States of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself bound by addiction. So remember in yesterday's video, I said this. Well, into the clouds I go. I'm actually hoping that as I go up into these clouds that I will get above them and be looking down over them. I think that would be stellar. Won't God do it? Yes, He will. Oh my gosh. What a perfectly blue sky day. And I am above the clouds. These clouds go all the way out across everything. I mean, there's a mountain range poking up way back here. This is just a cloud. It's almost like I'm in an airplane, to be honest with you. It is absolutely, simply stunning, along with the colors, of course. So glad I hung out for the Blue Ridge Parkway. Oh my gosh. I'm above the clouds. Is this like the third heaven that Paul talked about? No, it's not. I'm kidding. But it feels, I don't know. It feels otherworldly. Like the clouds are like islands. The only other time I've seen islands like this is on a cruise to Jamaica. You know, Cuba looks like that coming out of the water, and Jamaica looks like that coming out of the water. Haiti, they all just, come out of the sea. But this is clouds. Like there's, people that live down there in the fog. Oh, so neat. Just stunning. Anyway, yeah, so I stayed in love last night. I love love. I really do. I love love, just love. There's no other word for me to put. The entire cycle tour is about love, and to end up in love is just lovely, to be honest with you. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna quit jabbering. I've got to get on the road, but wow, that's all I can say. I absolutely love it. I love you guys. I'll see you later. So go rest high upon the mountain 'Cause son, your work on earth is done. And go to heaven a-shouting praise to the Father and the Son. So go rest high upon the mountain, 'cause son, your work on the bike is done. And go to heaven a-shouting praise to the Father and the Son. Praise you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. You're worthy. This is so beautiful. Well, as stunning as this absolutely is, I am about to come over the last hump before a rocket ride down the mountain. Into what is Virginia's lowland area and tidal basin. This is it. Man, from the first part of the Cascades and McKenzie Pass to so many more giant mountains across the United States of America. There were passes in Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado, and then the hills in Missouri. Man, which stayed going through Illinois and Kentucky. And then Virginia. And the pinnacle of what has been the whole entire trip, in its visually stunning nature, with the leaves falling, and the vertically stunning nature in the fact that it has been absolute pain to get this bike over the hills, really starting in Berea. The last 500 miles have been punishing. But yeah, to end on this day and come off the mountain for the last time, it really is a little bit overwhelming. Man, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. And I know that's out of context, you know, but really, honestly, there was no way any of this could have happened without Jesus doing it. I left with $150 in my pocket on a train to Seattle. And what can only be described as God's providence over and over again by faith across America. He provided enough to get me here and enough sanity to stay locked in over all these mountains. It's just amazing. One last look before I cruise down. All right, well, here goes nothing. I tell you what, I absolutely love this. I am going to miss the downhill side of the mountain now that I'm going to be back down in the lowlands, because after all the work you put in, this is always the absolute funnest part of the bike trip. Not having to do anything for 20-30 minutes. All right, so this is the Cookie Lady's house in Afton, Virginia. This is a stop that is like iconic on the Transamerica Trail. It is one of those places that you stop and stay. However, she passed away a few years ago, and so they do still keep it open. However, it is closed for the season. There was a flood. This is where I was trying to make it to last night before I stayed in Love. And so, yeah, they were going to let me stay in the barn next door, but just so much memorabilia all over this place. It is just absolutely spectacular how many people have been here that have crossed the United States by bicycle and left a memento. I mean, you think about it, each one of these things was left by one person, and they're everywhere. I've got to find, I wish that I had more stickers, but I don't. So I may go actually take like a sticker off of my bike, peel one off and put it on here, in here somewhere. They ask that everybody like leaves the, you know, don't take anything with you, because some people come back years later and do it with their kids or do it at some other point in time, and they always enjoy, you know, finding the memento that they left with their friends and family that they come back and do it with later, or even if they come back and do it solo. I don't think I'd ever do it by myself again. But yeah, it's really kind of overwhelming to be at the end of this ride. But yeah, it's really, really neat. Absolutely neat. Just to know so many other people have done this same thing too. Oh, look, bikers in mission work. That's where I need to put my sticker, maybe on that wall somewhere. Oh, I would have loved to have met her. I bet she was wonderful. You know what? I see a hat up here. There. I think I'm gonna leave my cycling cap here on the wall. Yep, I'm gonna go get it. All right, well, that was the Cookie Lady's house. So neat. I called and spoke with Ingo Tophoven, and he said a Wednesday end date would be fine with him. He could pick me up, meet me at the end. So it looks like what I'm going to do is go to Yancey Mills and flag a ride down the interstate to Richmond, and then I'll spend Tuesday and Wednesday going from Richmond to Yorktown on the Virginia Capitol Trail. I am so glad I held up, and it doesn't really bother me any to miss out this little section. Besides, I need to leave some parts to finish with my kids one day when I come back and do this, so I don't want it to be dad showing them everything, you know. I gotta see some of this stuff together for the first time. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on heading down these narrow, windy Virginia downhill back roads. I love you guys. I'll see you later.
ride. So it is so weird to be in a city, like back in a city again, after all of this just small town America. To come into a city like Charlottesville and it be just bustling is so strange. Anyway, so I got a ride, which you just saw, from a guy at a paint place, like a, paint store. They were going to do some construction work, and it was getting real busy on the road that I took, which was 250. I used it to kind of bypass some of the trail for a little bit to get here into town a little more quickly. And I talked to a police officer back in Yancey Mills who said that there was a Greyhound bus station here in Charlottesville, and also an Amtrak, and that I should try those to find out if they can get me to Richmond, since I'm essentially a full day behind, two at about 35 miles a day. So I called, and Greyhound will take the bike whole. I have to take the front tire off, and they will take my panniers and stuff. Uber wouldn't do it. They don't have bike racks on the Uber cars around here, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay here at the Hampton Inn and Suites tonight, which is right near the bus station, and then in the morning I will go to the bus station and grab a bus to Richmond at 8:30, and then I will leave out of Richmond tomorrow morning and find some kind of decent halfway point to stop at and actually spend the night for my ride-in on Wednesday, which will be my final day on the Transamerica Trail. I talked to Ingo Tophoven. He's cool with it. That'll actually give me some time to go to the mall. I need to buy some jeans and some chucks and a shirt. Since I sent everything home, I would rather not fly home in my bike attire, although it will be clean. So anyway, yeah, that is my goal. That is how the day has kind of progressed. And I will finish up more of this video when I get inside. I love you guys. I'll see you later.
What's up with these hotels making my eyes so green? So strange. Anyway, so yeah, made it to the Hampton Inn here in Charlottesville, Virginia. The bus leaves at 8:25 in the morning. I'm going to get on the Greyhound bus and go into Richmond. I should be there 9-ish, 9:30 or something. And then I'll pick somewhere kind of in the middle to camp, and then ride into Yorktown for the final day on Wednesday. I really wish that I, could have done these last few days. I'm sure that I could have. But with the weather and stopping there in Love, which I'm pretty sure was a very ordained stop based on the fact that the guy is selling that property. There's been a few reasons that I've wanted to put the rehab in Tennessee. I was always thinking near Pigeon Forge because of the high tourism. One of the visions that I have for the rehab is to make knickknacks, painted gifts, and do pottery, since pottery's in the Bible. I want to do anything that I can teach with a visual lesson. Like he is the potter and we are the clay, and he molds us and makes us. I want to have gardening and stuff like that. I want to have maybe an orchard where we can grow trees, and we can, cut branches and cast them into the fire. I want to just have a very visual thing, but I also want to be able to support the ministry through that. And so there's 3 big points there to that property. Number one, it's in the mountains of Tennessee, right? The Blue Ridge Parkway mountains, same mountains that go into Tennessee. I'll call it that. It's on the Blue Ridge Parkway, so high tourism. Lots of people coming. I can use the tourism as a way to fund the rehab through selling the items. And then third, it's on the Transamerica bicycle trail. So not only that, but I could have a hostel out of one of the cabins for the bikers to come through and make donations to the ministry, or, you know, if they can't afford it, to just stay and experience Redeeming Eden, maybe even after they've watched these videos. So, praying about that. Please, you guys be praying about that too. The number's higher than anything that I've got. Higher than anything I've seen, but you know, God knows what He's doing. So I don't know how, but I didn't know how with $150 I was going to make it across the United States on a bicycle, and He's done that. So I've got the faith. I just don't know how it's going to work. So I really do. My heart's kind of invested in love. What a great place to put a rehab, in love. So, anyway, with all that being said, I needed to stop there. I needed to, you know, kind of be able to recalibrate and think and to meet Keith. And then, yeah, with the rain coming in Thursday, I don't want to finish this ride in the rain. I left New Orleans in the rain, but I want to finish this thing, you know, on a sunny day. Cloudy, whatever, just not pouring rain. So with all that being said, I have got to cut this video short. It's a long video, I'm sorry. But I've got to stop it here because I've got to upload the last 2 days, get this one cut and edited, and then upload it as well. But good thing is I've got Wi-Fi here, so that should work great. So, if you know anyone who has passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me on Facebook, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction, and let's use YouTube as a tool that we might save a life. If you know anybody who's in recovery, share this with them. We're all in it together, and I definitely need the recovery community's prayers and support as much as I pray for and support the recovery community. And last but not least, don't forget, Redeeming Eden is a non-profit ministry through international gospel outreach. I'll leave a donation link in the description. Just go there, you can click the down arrow and find it. You can donate one time, you can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. Do know that any funds left over from the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour will go to building Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. And so, yeah, thank you so much for your prayers. Your prayers have got me to Charlottesville, Virginia. Bus trip to Richmond, 2 days of pedaling, Atlantic Ocean, here we come. Thanks for liking the videos on YouTube, for commenting on YouTube. I haven't been able to respond to the comments because of the terrible Wi-Fi and connectivity issues over the last few days, but I will get to that very soon. And thanks for subscribing to the channel. That goes a long way to helping out, hopefully monetize, you know, and bring in funds to build Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. So with all that being said, from here at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Charlottesville, Virginia, 2 days away from the Atlantic Ocean. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.